And go. It's showtime. Hi, everybody. It's Amy Thomson and Brian Patrick White. We are the executive Misfits, and we are here today bringing you a holistic approach to enjoyment. We're going to start off today with the news. Brian Patrick, take it away.
All right. Thank you, Amy. We have dinosaur feet at the beach. All right. When you think about the average day in the life of a toddler, you think about crayons, cartoons. That's probably what's coming to mind. So discovering an immaculately preserved 215 million year old dinosaur footprint? Probably not. And this is what happened, though, with 4-year-old Lily when she was out walking with her dad. They were out at Bendrix Bay, and they happened to come across, well, this footprint. So they ended up contacting the museum, and they're going to do some studies. Apparently, they're thinking it's a 2-foot tall, 8-foot long biped critter.
Oh, that is so cool. That's so cool. There's a place that I love to go. It's called Rock Point, and it's full of fossils. And I love going and finding what animals, dinosaurs, might have used to live there. What else do we have this week?
All right, next up on the list is Shall Ye Shanty a Song from Yar Sea today. So this is taking us, well, once again, back over to Scotland. We've got this postman here who is hot on the TikTok charts, shall we say. He actually started posting these sea shanties. And for those of you not familiar with the jaunty ditties, a sea shanty dates back some 600 years, going back to folk songs for fishermen, whalers, merchants, privateers, pretty much anyone who earned their keep sailing the 7 seas. The tunes feature a steady beat to keep time. In the days when maritime trade was the king, they were crooned in unison by ship crews as they toiled at their labors. So we've got a wonderful day for you and I on this broadcast to have a sit. It's a wonderful day for you and I, executive Misfits.
Okay. That was awesome and right off the cuff. I'm so happy to hear that.
Fantabulous.
So good. I was lucky enough to be raised in a family that we played lots of different instruments, and it was a lot of like Irish and like kind of like seaward music as well. It was really cool. Super big parties. Once right. The COVID police would definitely shut down. But that's not happening now. And I'm so glad I got to grow up in that. What else do we have today, DP?
Yep, number 3, bring it up with the Homegrown Trees in your local metropolitan lab. So essentially what we've got going on here is cultured trees, the actual cells from the trees themselves. And so according to these 2 projects that are identical, which is, you know, like we're familiar with this cultured meat now. They're growing this fake meat in labs. Apparently it's easier to make this wood culture than it is to make this meat. And what they're looking to do is to create furniture out of it. So to cut down on deforestation and, you know, bring useful furniture to the market. At least this is where they're beginning with. You got the picture there. And you got the one above. Okay, great. That almost looks like a shamrock.
It does, but I just like how, you know, I just like the shapes. Okay, I'm an artist. I like shapes.
Righto.
What can I do? Yeah. All right. That's awesome, BP. One of the things I wanted to talk about was the different projects that are coming up. I don't know if you guys know about the Creative Collaboration Summit that we have going on, but in February, actually, it's only 2 weeks from today, actually. We've got an event where everybody, it doesn't matter what race, culture, gender, anything, can come in and they can get help with their projects, personal passion, work, nonprofit, you know, it doesn't matter. Whatever you're working on, you can bring it to the table and you can find resources and connections and people to make things happen. So I'm just going to showcase some projects. These are not ones that are part of our event. You got to come to the event to know which are part of our event. But these are ones I found on Indiegogo today. So I'm going to share the screen And I'm going to show you these projects. Let me know in the comments if I'm doing this right, guys, because to be totally honest, this is something that that I'm pretty new with, is getting all these different tabs at the same time. All right, so I am the founder of the Finishers Club, and one of the things I've been struggling with my entire life, and I've like pretty much nailed, is focus issues. Okay, so when I saw this, I thought this is something I always wanted, is something to help get your focus back on track regularly. If you think about how much time is lost just doing random things every day, you know, your time just goes. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just spent that much time doing this. So this is a little gadget that actually helps you to stay focused on task and brings you back and reminds you of what you need to do and tracks all that stuff for you. So I thought that was really, really cool. What do you think about that, BP?
I think we could all use one of those.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Another one that I wanted to show you guys was this. So I'm also somebody who loves looking into environmental projects as well. You know, I have way too many tabs open on my thing, but this is something that I thought was amazing. We have all these masks, okay? And, you know, in our family, for example, somebody will leave their mask laying around and it's like, we don't know whose it is. So there are masks that get thrown out more than they need to. This is all about recycling masks and turning them into, I mean, look at this guy, for example. But they're turning them into these masks.
That's a face mask.
Exactly. It's a face mask. It looks like something else, of course, but yeah, these are face masks. And, you know, animals shouldn't have to wear them or eat them, right? So this is, you know, it's less things in the landfill, and that's awesome. All right, what do you think of that one?
I think that one, the guy looked like he was in that Metallica video. What?
That's so cool. I was listening to Metallica this morning, actually.
No way. What's
way?
up? Okay.
You know, got to get ready for this show, right?
Totally.
So, yeah, and then the last thing I want to show you guys for projects that I thought were really cool is, you know how everybody in the hospital, like, they're really, really overworked now, and especially with COVID, like here we are in major lockdown, nobody can go out anywhere, but there are little pods that they're putting in for the essential workers to get some rest. You know, I think it's really, really important, because the last thing you want to do is have somebody tired. That's when accidents happen and mistakes happen, and you really want everybody well rested and in good space.
Well, I would think that these have existed before, yet it's an absolutely great idea. And, you know, one of the things that come out of, you know, the current experience and situation we're having, yeah, like sleep pods, why not? We could all use a little more rest, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. We got somebody who gave us a big heart, so thank you to a viewer who gave us a big heart. Woo, woo. Speaking of hearts, there's something you wanted to talk about with roses, right?
Oh, yes. All right. Today, coming from Flo Hilarious, we've got Viagra Vigor for your Valentine flower vase. What were you all thinking? What were you all thinking? Okay, so Viagra is good not only for treating male impotence. Israeli and Australian researchers have discovered that small concentrations of the drug dissolved in a vase of water can also double the shelf life of cut flowers, making them stand up straight for as long as a week beyond their natural lifespan.
Exactly. So you could have your rose looking this good for an extra week.
That's a good looking rose.
I don't know. It makes me want to go out and get Viagra. I'm just kidding. It really doesn't, but it's pretty fun anyways. Yeah. So
this study did also talk about fruits and whatnot. So, I mean, it is a plant.
It is a plant. Oh, that was so much fun. I just I want to go back and tell everybody what's going on. Okay?
How fresh is your fruit?
You know what? I bought a cantaloupe this week, and I was so disappointed because it looked like somebody had punched it just before I bought it. I opened it up, and it was kind of rotted and smelled funny, and I was like, this is not
So it
Yes.
looked good at the store, like you did the whole
It
like
looked
pick it
good.
up
It
to
didn't
the
seem
field.
like it was wrong, but then I brought it home and it was just not fun.
Did you take it back or give them a call?
No, no,
Like,
I just cut off the
yeah,
parts that were good, ate those, and just, composted the rest.
right.
Yeah. So, yes, I wanted to invite everybody out for this event that's coming up. I want to show the new website we've got too. This is pretty exciting. It took me a little bit to get it up. I know, it's so funny. We're gonna make those jokes all day now. But this is the new Creative Collaboration Summit website, and this is where people are going to come if they would like to register for the event. We are looking for a few ambassadors also who want to share this with people, because it's 16 days away. But
16 days.
basically, it's speed dating for your dreams, goals, and projects. So instead of like all day stretched out events that take up all your time, you get to come in and meet with people and collaborate with them right off the bat. We have a social hour at the end where you can grab a beverage if you want. You can meet in private rooms just to follow up with people as well. We've had some great experts and trainers on here, and I'm assuming they're going to be coming back because I've already had a few of them register. So that's really good. And you don't have to be there for every one of the days, but if you're going to be there for the days, commit to being there and be there for the full 3 hours on those days. Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. There's no cost. In future, it's going to be donation based as well, so that we don't want anybody to be excluded from this, because you shouldn't be stopped by resources or anything if you want things to come together. We really do believe in leveling out the playing field and making everybody's dreams come together. So, yeah. If you know anybody, or if you yourself want to be an ambassador, please connect with us. That would be absolutely amazing. All right. What do we have coming up next, my friend?
Well, we've got a number of some other opportunities I'd like to share.
I would like to share this Listen 'em Big Media one. I want to tell you what's going on.
Listen 'em Big Media.
Want to start talking while I pull it up?
Sure, absolutely. So Listen 'em Big Media is all about your voice being heard, your vision being seen, and your message being shared. And we focus on early stage business startups, project enthusiasts, and nonprofit newcomers. And what we're doing here with the channel is putting out some premium content, looking at behind the scenes interviews, what it's like being an entrepreneur and challenges that come up, really getting to know them. And we're building it on trust, transparency, and really being true to who we are. And we have some early adopter specials. That's right. The super special offer subscription. It's $19.97 right now for the first 12 months. And we're beginning to grow the channel. So on the complete transparency level, working with a few people right now. And over the course of the year, naturally, we're going to bring in more people. And the cool thing is we're going to have special offers from all of these entrepreneurs on the channel. And if you're a subscriber, guess what? You're in, like Flynn.
Exactly. What I like about this is that people can have their own channels if they want. Like, you can either be a subscriber and have it's kind of like Netflix, but then you can also be, you can have your own channel, or you can have your own shows. And since Brian Patrick is media world expert, he also does training. So you can get trained in how to have good quality shows, and then, how editing works, and what's going to make really good content, and what's going to have people stick to your channels. And so it's not just it's not you on your own trying to put everything together. It's like you've got people, you've got a team, and I love that. I jumped on it right away, and I subscribed as a viewer, and I'm going to also have things on your channel.
Of course.
Yay. Yes.
Amy. Right. There's one more. I put a link in there. Do you see it under opportunities? I highlighted it in yellow.
I have not yet. Do you want to? No. Oh, is that the different one?
It's right under iAwesome.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Okay.
No worries.
So you can tell everybody, and I'll bring it up.
Sure. So on February 13th, 2021, that's right, coming up here in less than 2 weeks, Dean Jackson and myself were putting on a fully phenomenal life. And Dean is bringing in 4 speakers. It's Dean and company. And they'll be talking on relationships, travel, finances, and health and wellness. And tickets are available. We've got them on Eventbrite, and you can also check it out, listen on bigmedia.com. We've got the link right there. And anyway, it's for you and your partner or for you and a friend. And we'll be speaking upon not only the relationships with ourselves, with others as well, and what it looks like to have a fully phenomenal life in the travel, in finances, in relationships, and having that health and wellness. Amy, thank you so much for bringing that picture up.
No worries. I'm thinking travel, relationships, health, finance. That's something that everybody works on. I spent yesterday actually I'm doing the 12 days of finishing program again. And so yesterday was day 2. I tore my house apart. I pulled out my son's room. I pulled everything out. And I always like to pull out everything from a teenager's room. It is scary, scary, scary. Pulled it all out, and then I pulled mine out. We switched rooms, put it all back together, and set it up nice. It's like we both have brand new bedrooms. And it's on top of my day, but it doesn't feel like I like the Finishers Club because it doesn't feel like I'm spending all that time. It's just like I'm just going to focus on one thing and get it done. And going back to your event, Dean Jackson is somebody who, every time I've talked with him, he's all about health. He's all about like right down to every detail of how things function and operate in your body and how each food breaks down. It's like that guy is like a wizard when it comes to like health and nutrition. I would call him the health and nutrition wizard.
That's great. I'm sure he'll readily accept that name. And what you need to know, ladies and gentlemen, is beyond the speakers, it's the energy behind it. So Dean Jackson is full of it, and the dynamics are definitely happening. So beyond the information and opportunities you'll have by attending, you're going to have fun as well. No doubt about it. If you're not having fun, that's no fun. So let's have some fun, by golly.
Oh my gosh, you want to know by golly? Check this out. So it is so hard to manage all of these different tabs and things. And every week, bear with us guys, because every week we're like, okay, what worked from last week's show and what didn't work? And so this week it was like, let's pull all our tabs up and then get them all ready. But what's been happening is like trying to select them all and keep up with everybody and interact. It's been really challenging. So thank you for sticking around. And
you're doing a great job. And for those of you who are on the other side, I'm sure you're not even present to anything going on. I mean, it's smooth. It's just, it's like a Jamiroquai video from it. Just, anyhow.
I haven't heard that in a long time, actually.
Maybe we'll look at him for the musician next week. Anyhow, Amy, you're doing
somebody else right now. We're going to look at Chuck Berry.
We do. Yep.
Yeah. So tell us about Chuck Berry. He's somebody I really, I've always liked, actually.
Okay, absolutely.
Why did you pick him for our musician of this
week? You know what? It's Black History Month, and last week Robert Johnson kicked it off, and this week we've got Chuck Berry. So I went ahead and I put Black musicians, African American musicians, and there's a whole plethora that showed up, and I'm like, you know what? Chuck's talking to me. Let's kick off Black History Month with Chuck, with the precursor Robert Johnson on the guitar. Now we've got Chuck. So,
well, I think it would be funny. I would actually really laugh if you sang My Ding-a-ling right now.
I'm sure, and it would go good with the Viagra and.
I know, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. So
Brian wasn't here earlier. Brian Patrick was showing something about Viagra making flowers stand up, right? So it's like it would go along perfectly.
So if your fruit is fresh now, it may not be some of the chemicals that they spray on them to keep them fresh in that transport, unless they're naturally, locally, organically grown. They may have Viagra in them.
Oh my God! We bought cherries the other day, and I saw that it was packaged on December 13th, and right now it's February 2nd, and I'm like, that just does not seem right to me.
It's one thing. It's one thing to have them frozen yet. Whatever's going on with them, that's
And the
some
frozen
crazy.
ones taste just as good, but they don't look as good. They don't give that like fresh feel. So let's play a little bit of
yeah. Well,
what?
some Chuck. So we're gonna
play a little Chuck.
We've got Charles Edward Anderson Barry. Go for it.
I love it. I've always liked that song.
That's a feel-good song, all right.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, Chuck Berry is actually, I've got a bunch of his songs in my playlist.
Yeah.
I know
Okay.
generation, but it's like, it doesn't matter how, like, that's something I would probably have forever just because he's got such passion and the beats are good. And that's not just the only one. Like,
well, it's not. And what comes to mind, is Back to the Future, the classic, when like up on stage and they're at the dance and Michael J. Fox is doing his thing. Amy, I want to go through this right here. We've got Charles Edward Anderson Barry, American singer, songwriter, and guitarist, and one of the pioneers of rock and roll music. Nicknamed the father of rock and roll, Barry refined and developed rhythm and blues into the major elements that made rock and roll distinctive with songs such as Maybelline, Roll Over Beethoven, Rock and Roll Music, and Johnny B. Good. Writing lyrics that focused on teen life and consumerism and developing a music style that included guitar solos, the git fiddle, and showmanship, Barry was a major influence on subsequent rock music.
Yeah, he was definitely a major influence. Yeah. In fact, when I took guitar in college, I always hated jazz. Okay. Until I took, I know it's bad, but I just couldn't get into it. And then I took guitar in college, and it was like I started learning how to play jazz on guitar, and it's like what I ended up coming up with was like things that were kind of like jazz, but Chuck Berry style. And it was pretty cool, but I was never good enough to like fulfill and continue on a whole song. It was like, I'm good for kind of like, I don't know, more of the chords and backup kind of thing.
Okay.
Piano I can play no problem, but guitar I never quite made it there.
Well,
one day. I'm working on other things right now. One day.
Picking up again. Yeah, Amy has a nice promo video clip of no way. Where she's actually playing the piano, and she's talking about it, the Finishers Club, and the affirming arts. It's definitely affirming arts. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't stop creating. You want to know what I was doing today? This is something I'm making, and this is kind of a neat thing. It's not done. It's going to have like all kinds of stuff in it, like different shapes. But like, see that one? It looks. How do I get it on the screen there?
It's there.
Yeah. So
see the little coral at the bottom,
little pictures of things inside there. But what I do is I put this inside a sink, and then I put water on it, and then I put the paints on. And then you take it off, and then you kind of move it around a certain way, and then you start painting on top of it after you get everything where you want it to be. Then you can start painting, and this is probably like a mid process, so it kind of looks like kind of crummy right now. Mid process. So yeah, it doesn't really look like much right now, but it will.
And I'm willing to bet you have a class coming up on it.
That's one cool. I don't have a class on. But I find it really cool because I just love finding things inside art.
Sure.
So fun for me.
Have you ever thought about tattooing?
So my son wants to do tattooing. He's a better artist than I am. Both my kids, I think, are better artists than I am. But they grew up with it, right?
I think that's we need to add that to the household.
I don't want to do tattooing myself. I have a bad tattoo experience. And but I'm totally supportive if my kid wants to do it.
Nice.
Yeah. And there have been tattoo artists that have asked me for my work several times. I used to do these really cool but creepy looking puppety people.
Yeah.
I should bring that out and show it one day. Yeah, it's too fun. Too fun. So yeah, we just got we've got giveaways I think that's pretty much what we're going to do now. We're going to do some giveaways. We've got some upcoming events. We do have an Affirming Arts workshop coming up, and that's where I'm going to be teaching. I'm going to be teaching stuff like. Okay, so you know how I said that I had pulled apart my house yesterday? My office is a little chaotic today, so normally it would be much nicer. But we're going to be teaching. We'll be teaching how to do this. So affirming arts work, and we're going to be doing the mindset. We're going to be looking at relationships.
All right.
Everything to do with relationships and seeing what's in our subconscious minds, and then turning it into artwork to overcome whatever limiting beliefs we have. So I teach like the subconscious part, but then I also teach the actual technical art stuff so that people come up with their own things. The last workshop, somebody did a monkey. It was really, really cute. And and somebody else just took, like we did a scribble kind of exercise at the beginning, and he took his scribble exercise and he turned it into something else. And that was the workshop all around money. So we're kind of like going through different areas of life and breaking them down and doing that. So it is fun. Very, very fun. All right. So yeah, I don't know if I want to do a giveaway. I don't know if anybody is there. People haven't really been interacting in comments. We should actually start asking them to interact. But if you're here and you're watching right now and you want to win something, I'll tell you what you can win. You can win. You can win. Okay. You could win the 12 Days of Finishing program. You could win creative arts, like an Affirming Arts creative manifestation workshop. That's freaking intense and amazing. Yeah, you could win 20% off any of my merchandise. Like I've got all my Affirming Arts books and cards and programs or anything, 20% off like anything in the store. You could win $25 gift card. You could also have your own project spotlighted on this show, or you could have a 30-second promotion for your business, your dream, or your goal, or your project on this show. So those are the things. And if you're watching, just put yes in the comments, and we will. Yes. Yeah, I know. It's like this is when we haven't built our audience yet, right? Give it time, we'll build our audience. But if you're not watching, it's totally okay.
We need to get some audience clapping and sound effects, like.
Woo! I could just bring in my cats, and they could be like, wow. Yeah. So whoever's watching right now, if you click or type yes, you have a chance to win a prize. Okay. Just say yes. And we're going to give you a prize. 30 seconds. Actually, 10 seconds. Who am I kidding? All right. I haven't seen any comments from anybody yet. Okay, I see a bunch of people watching, but I don't see anybody commenting. So if you don't want a prize, that's totally fine. You won't get one. All right. I guess we're not doing it this week. We're not doing prizes. It's all good.
It's like the lottery. It just keeps on adding up.
It does. Oh, my God. Wouldn't that be great? Next week, we'll do 2 prizes. That's what we should do. 2 prizes. All right. So, yeah, I think we've talked about everything that we're going to be talking about for today. Do you want to tell them what words to your mother we got? Or do you want to talk about, oh, actually, you know what? We didn't talk about everything. We were going to be talking about enjoyment. It's the whole purpose of this show.
This whole show is enjoyment. And earlier with, the sea shanties, and then, we listened to Chuck a few minutes ago, like music and singing, and whether you think you're good or you're not, or, what's important is having fun, right? And we talked about this earlier. It's like, let's have fun. If we're not having fun, that's no fun. And singing is enjoyable. And expression, right? It's also healthy too. It's all these like the vowel sounds, and we could get into that or have some guest on the special, just what the sounds are doing within our body.
Do you know what singing did for me personally?
What's up?
So, what was I? I think I was 30. Maybe I was 20. I don't know. I was between 27 and 30, and my breathing was the 96-year-old woman. Like on my breathing tests, it was like, you're a 96-year-old woman. It's like I couldn't seem to breathe. It was awful. I was allergic to everything, like literally, and life was not very fun. I started singing. Within 2 weeks, I had my breathing had gone down. I was probably like listed in the 40s at that point, but from like a test showing 96-year-old woman to going down to somebody in their 40s.
Yeah.
Within 2 weeks was amazing.
Wow.
And since then, anytime that I'm having like any kind of health anything, I start singing, because it's like breath is so important, and also so is expression. So singing can really improve your health.
This is great. Thank you for this, Amy. It's like oxygenating the blood, bringing in that air, and really having there's the lung capacity and you say stamina.
Stamina, lung capacity, posture improves.
Sure.
Singing, suddenly it's like you give the space for your organs, right? Yep. So anytime you've got like any health issues, it's like singing is very, very good. And just a word to the wise, if you sound like a dying cat when you start singing, there are YouTube videos that are vocal warm-ups, and you will look funny and sound a little funny. But it works. It's like suddenly you'll be able to sing, and if you think you can't sing, you'll find you'll be able to sing better than you thought you could. So, yeah, definitely do warm-ups. It helps a lot. That's one of the teachable moments. Is like, have fun. Do things that feel good. All right. Anyways, I think that's it. Tell us what words you got to your ma, and then we'll close it.
Words to ma. Words to your mother. Happiness is not by chance, yet by choice. Mm-hmm. Again, happiness is not by choice. Happiness is not by chance, yet by choice. Teachable moment is to laugh at yourself when mistakes happen, shake it off, and hop back into the game. And, there are things that happen to us, or, that we receive, or, circumstances naturally happy. I mean, like sunshines and rainbows. And then there are other times that aren't quite so much, right? And so what I'm getting out of this quote is, gratitude and being thankful for what we do have, what is working, So again, this quote, according to the internet by John Rohn, is happiness is not by chance, yet by choice.
Oh, it is totally by choice. If you wait for happiness to come to you, you're always going to be looking elsewhere for it. Always. Yeah, you'll have fleeting moments of it, but you'll never actually get it. So, yeah, it is by choice.
Fleeting moments.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
All right. That wraps up our show this week. It is brought to you by the Finishers Club, Listen to Big Media, and my crazy ass art. Okay.
Do we have a letter for today?
We do not have a letter for today. We'll just say it's the letter J.
It's the letter J.
God. Yes, we do. Stay there. Talk for a second. I'm going to bring a letter. I'm bringing it. Be right back. Right.
So this is the bonus episode that you've all been waiting for and didn't know was coming. This is the letter after the letter that Amy Thomson is bringing to us live. If you're watching live right now, the excitement is building. I can feel it. You can feel it. We're all ready for the big reveal of what Amy Thomson is bringing with the letter. What's next? What is it? We want to know.
It's the letter J.
Yay!
This is one of the drawings that I did, and it is all positive affirmations. And this is actually my stepdaughter's t-shirt, right? But it's a crop top, and she looks amazing in it. And I've got another one for my daughter. And this one is the letter E. And she looks amazing in hers too. So this is.
So J and E could spell J.
Huh? These just came out of the laundry though. So I'm like, I haven't even shaken them off yet.
J.
Just to give an example, in our house we actually do wear our merchandise. Woot woot! So we're brought to you by the letter E and J. We will see all y'all next week. Thanks for coming.
Make a good day.
You make it enjoyable.